This is your next assignment for College in the Schools Composition 1, Writing 1120 through the UMD catalog. As the name applies up top, this is your research proposal for your argument. Notice it's only 30 points. It's one of the lesser values that you'll have. And to reflect that, it does not have to be vast. In addition, as I go through this, remember you are not bound to any of the ideas that you bring up in this proposal, as during the course of research, your argument, the ways you attack your argument, the paper in general can always change, and I'd be somewhat shocked if it didn't. The purpose of this is for you to essentially put down in writing what your argument will be and where you think you're heading with it, and that way I can give you some feedback, as I've seen plenty of argumentatives in my life and argumentatives for a college class, and perhaps I could give you some guidance that will assist you. So these directions, will be brief. So here we go. The form, it says a multi-paragraph proposal. It says the feasibility of conducting research. I guess by putting it in writing, generally, it makes you truly think about the topic that you've chosen and whether or not it will indeed work. Not all topics lend themselves to a paper such as this. Sometimes you could be too general, you could be too specific. It just depends. So if you have any questions as you go to write this, it'd be a good time to ask. It says features, listed right here. It says minimum of an introductory paragraph and 2 developed paragraphs. That's the minimum. You can have more than 2 developed paragraphs. It's up to you. Your introductory paragraph, please tell me your topic and the purpose for conducting the research. This will generally revolve around your research question. What are you trying to answer? So that's up to you to decide exactly what you're trying to answer, and that will be in your introduction, and that indeed can be somewhat brief. Developmental paragraphs then cover your general course of action and how you'll proceed with your research. So basically, in general, how are you going to answer this question? What areas are you going to research as it stands when you go to write this? This again can change because you might change your mind and take a different way to approach it, but as it stands, what do you think you will research? And you could even include where you think you'll find some of the information. You're more than welcome to include an additional paragraph where you talk about areas of concern, thoughts of where you think you're lacking, or ask questions about where to continue, and I will gladly answer them. Sometimes putting your questions down in writing is kind of a good checklist, that if you have them and I have them, we can kind of tick them off as you go to make sure that you're making progress. That is up to you. The minimum is an introductory paragraph and 2 body paragraphs. The rest is up to you. These goals down here are somewhat listed, and I guess it's the last one as to why we do this. Why is this a worthwhile topic, and how are you going to approach this topic? There's absolutely nothing wrong with planning that out ahead of time, because then it can save you time. Perhaps you go to write this proposal and you realize your topic is less than substantive, or there's concerns about continuing on with it. If that's the case, at least you won't be weeks into it. You can make that decision at the start. So these directions will once again be up on Google Classroom along with this video. Should you have any questions, email me through Google Classroom, though I would prefer if you actually stopped in before or after school and asked the questions, or heaven forbid, even asked in class. There are your directions for the research proposal.